we covered previously in kind of a here's what our findings were, what happened with Jordan Chariton when he was fired, about a month or so ago. And since then, we've made a conscious effort to let's see what happens. We showed what we found to be the case. You can go back and check those videos on our YouTube page. Mm-hmm. But right now, as a result of the lawsuit that Jordan Chariton has pushed against Huffington Post's blogger program that Christian Chiakulas wrote in, that got this entire thing started, that caused this lawsuit that he's suing them for many millions of dollars.
Well, just to be more clear, it was Jordan first posted an article, and then Christian posted.
Well, again, if you want to go into the story of how that worked out, we don't have time right now unless we're in breaking. But if you want to have the detail, we have like 2 hours of talking about what actually happened within the case. So if you want details on that, go to those videos on YouTube. I'll have a link somewhere in the YouTube page below this. So in this case, the Huffington Post, which had a unpaid contributor program where people could post articles that didn't go through they weren't hired by Huffington Post, they weren't employees of Huffington Post, but they had information and news that they would put out. So Huffington Post and that program has been around for a number of years. If I can find it in front of me, 2005. So it was actually ostensibly around the same time YouTube started. So it's one of the original broadcast yourself type platforms, in this case for journalism. That's being shut down because of this lawsuit by Jordan Chariton to Huffington Post because of them greenlighting what happened with Christian Chiakulas. So, in this case, I hate to see collateral damage like this is really what my take on this is, that this was something that, it's not my place to say how it should have turned out, what way this should have gone. But it's a shame that as collateral damage of this lawsuit is that I don't know how many people, I'm sure hundreds of people, this was how they got the word out, from community events to stories that they couldn't get good coverage on anywhere else and that they would put on this blog, and now it's gone. So there's a giant vacuum that's been created, and until it gets filled, and I'm not sure what it's going to get filled by, but until it does, this is going to be a big detriment to people learning about what's happening in a way that people... Again, you can put it on any blog, but it's one thing if you're on Huffington Post, people will see it.
Yeah, Huffington Post is one of the largest online web pages in regards to news and current events, and I really feel sorry for a lot of the independent journalists there that use that platform to talk about political events that are affecting their said state or community. And now that it's gone, I really have to wonder if they're going to do sign a petition or do something to really get it back, because for many that was their livelihood. And let's face it, if they do have a blog post, something that's coming to my mind, what if they have other forms of social media on YouTube or Twitter or on Facebook, to where they say, hey, if you want to follow us also, I have this blog post on Huffington Post. Now they can no longer say that, and that might have really helped out their channels or their networks. I mean, that's a devastating blow to a lot of up-and-coming independent journalists.
Okay, so I just want to add some details. This has over 100,000 contributors that were on this.
100,000 people.
This is a very large platform. And currently, this is a Verizon company, technically a parent company of Verizon. So here's what happened. Here's why I would take what happened. If I'm looking at it from a corporate point of view, it's very simple. I don't want to expose myself to this level of again, the lawsuit Jordan put out is, I think, over $20 million.
$23 million.
23, and plus punitive stuff on top of that. Their thought is, hey, this is a thing that unpaid people put in. I'm not sure how much money. I'm not sure they make much ad revenue off of a site that the blog part of this. So if they're like cost-benefit analysis, well, if we get sued again, or we don't want to deal with this, so it doesn't matter that 100,000 people are doing this. Our corporate bottom line says it's too expensive.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't like the fact that program's now gone, and if there's now 100,000 people who lost that ability to really talk about independent events or cover stories that you don't see covered by other media outlets, people's voices have been silenced because of this situation, and it's really sad and difficult to talk about, because me and Daniel, we've both known Jordan Chariton in the past, and we've always been supporters of independent media. So it's like just a big gut blow to a lot of people.
Yeah, in the end, I mean, again, it's not any of our places to say whether the lawsuit has merit or not. It was kind of a stance we wanted to take, because we didn't have all the facts in front of us. We just had what we had. But I just feel sorry for these 100,000 people that find something else that's what they're going to have to do. I mean, we were talking about DNA, Chicago.
Yeah,
it's just another place that independent media can't exist anymore. Yeah. So. You're watching Hard Lens Media.